Welcome back to Forum Chess Club. Today we have a look at one of the hardest puzzle even the search engine fails to solve. The one on the screen is the puzzle. So do try it out with any of the search engines and it will definitely give a shock for you. So watch till end of the video for the end-to-end complete analysis of this puzzle. Let's have a look at the board. White is now having a king, a bishop which is on the dark square, and then 3 pawns. And out of these 3, one is an island pawn which can promote to any of the major or minor pieces at any time. At the same time, if you look for the black, it has a king and it has a bishop which is on the light square and then 2 pawns there in the 3rd and 4th rank. Let's look at all the variations black and white have. So white to move now, consider if white playing b6, trying to promote the b pawn to 8th rank so that it can promote it to either a queen or rook or whatever the pieces is. So in response, black has 2-3 variations. One is it can take the bishop, king takes bishop, or else it can it has the bishop in place, so it can do a further planning with the bishop because it has to attack the pawn which is there in f2 square and then g3 or even the bishop. So until then it can't promote their pawn to first rank so that it can convert that into major or minor pieces. For example, if at all it's taking the bishop which is there in h2 square, then it is an simple win for white. So let's see how it will happen. So in response to black, so white can play b7 in order to promote it to a queen. So now king g2 in attacking the pawn which is on the f2 square. So now you can defend this with the help of your king which is there in d4. So you can move your king to e3. Whatever moves black play, you can convert that to your pawn, b pawn to a queen. So consider if it's playing bishop to f7, so you can convert your pawn to queen. So now you just converted this to a queen. So it's an easy win. It has to, black has to save the g and the f pawn so that it can delay the victory. So in response, bishop to c4, queen f4, then f1, and then queen takes g4, and it will be an easy win for white. So coming back to the other variation which we have. For example, instead of king taking the bishop which is there on the h2, it can plan with the bishop to do at least a draw. For example, if they bring the bishop somewhere like this to f1 square, and then if it goes to h3, then it can form a kind of a fort for their king to defend. So by placing that, actually it will make a stalemate, or it will give a chance for a draw. So let's analyze that particular situation. For example, as I said, if black is moving bishop to e8 square, so now also you can promote the pawn to b7. So in response, as I said, it has to come to b5 and then f1. Okay, so now it's coming to b5. You are converting your pawn to a queen. So converting to queen, then as I said earlier, you can come to f1. So now queen come to b1 for an open thread. So now black can take the bishop on the h2. So if queen takes bishop on the f1, then ultimately it's a stalemate. So if you look at it, it is a stalemate. So obviously it is not a good move for white. So let's see how we can avoid the stalemate. So coming back, yeah. So here in this situation, instead of converting the pawn to queen, if it converts to rook, then the entire thing will change. For example, here, now white to move, so white can move b2 and convert it to a rook. So as per the plan, black will play bishop f1. So in response, rook b1. So now if black takes h2, bishop on the h2, or it can go to g2. So it now has 2 variations. One, as I said, it can take the bishop, or else it can go to g2 square, attacking the pawn which is on the f2, and also the same time it can defend the bishop which is there in the f1 square. So we can see both the variations. So first variation, we can see what happens if at all the black king takes the bishop which is on the h2. So king into h2. So in response, you can take the bishop which is there in the f1. So now if you look at it, obviously black king will come to g2 square, attacking both the pieces. One is on the rook, the other one on the pawn. So obviously you will be you have to take your fort out of this particular square, f1 square. So you have to move your rook to c1. So now obviously move for black is taking the pawn on the f2 square. So now you have to plan. You have to plan, and you have to take take other 2 pawns of the black, or else you have to convert your g pawn to promote it to 1/8 rank. So now what you can do is you can place a check, rc to check. So there's no legal move for king other than it's taking it can go to g3. It can take the pawn on the g3, or else it can come to a first rank. So consider if it's go to g3. So king takes pawn. So now you can move your king to closer to the black pawn, which is king a3. So in response, king to h4. So you can again now move your king to f4, king to h3. If we place our rook to h2, then it will be a check. So obviously black will come to h3. So now rook f2, g3 attacking the rook. So rook into f3, king h4, rook into g3. Then it is an ultimate win for white. So now coming back to the old position and see what will happen if at all black is taking. I mean, instead of taking the bishop, if it comes to king g2, so what will happen? So if it comes to king g2, then again we can convert that to a win. We can see how it is. So as I said, it is actually attacking the pawn which is on the f2 square. So you can you can defend the pawn with the help of your king. So you can move your king to e3. So king e3. So now moving their bishop to c4, you have to always threaten the bishop which is on the light square. So follow the bishop or b4. So in response, bishop to e6. So now you can again follow the bishop. So or rook to b6. So bishop to c8. So rook to h6. Now you are defending your bishop. So now what happened is you just defended your bishop with the rook and then the pawn with your king. So there is no hurry for white to defend any of the pieces. Play the bishop to d7, rook to h4, bishop to c8, then king to f4. It's a penultimate move here. You are actually going to sacrifice all your pieces to have a good win against black. So king into f2, so rook into g4, then bishop into g4. So king into g4, king takes bishop. So now you have to think. For example, if at all they are playing g2 or e2, any of the move to defend the pawn which is on the f3, it has to either go to g2 or e2. So consider if it is going to g2, then the next move which you need to play is bishop to g1. So what will happen is, if at all they move the pawn to f2 square, it is being controlled by your bishop, so it can easily take it, and then you can promote your pawn to a queen. Or else, if at all king takes the bishop, then with the help of your king, you can take the pawn, and it's an ultimate win for white. So in response to bishop to g1, king to king takes bishop. So white king takes pawn which is on f3 square, and it is an ultimate win for white. Hope you enjoyed the analysis. I will come back with another puzzle. Thank you for watching.